And you freeze right when we get on. That's nice. What a way to start the day. You freeze when we get on. That's
I,
nice. Works.
I froze.
Just for like a second. Are we on? Because I'm not seeing us, but I'm sure we are because you always see that.
Yes, we are.
Good morning, everyone. And it'd help if I went on the actual right channel. Good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am Dr. Lori Monaco with Align Yourself Inc. I am a chiropractic physician. I am a weight loss doc. I am a transformational and mindfulness coach and speaker. And I am the badass Buddha. Welcome.
Coming to you live.
In Connecticut, another dreary day. We have gotten so much rain over the last 2.5 weeks, and yet we are still considered in a drought. So good morning, bringing sunshine.
Yes, yes. Good morning, mi gente. Good morning, buenos dias, namaste, because it's a beautiful morning.
She starts it every day like that.
I am La Margarita, your spiritual and creative healing life coach. I am your writer, your artist, your confidant. I am your gladiator guru. Welcome to this morning's Viva Cafe con Leche.
And your wedding officiant. And wouldn't it be nice to be married by this amazing lady? What a ceremony I think it would be. I think it would be awesome. Even if you've been married before, renew your vows with Gladiator Guru. I mean, who could say that they've been married by Gladiator Guru? I mean, this is
that's it. Stuff. Come on down.
All right, shout outs already. Look at this. This is what we like to see. People jumping on right away. So good morning, Janine is on. So hey, Janine, we're glad that you are here. We don't just see you on our Wednesday night calls. Tiffany, good morning. Tiffany says, good morning. Glad to spend another great morning with you both. We are thrilled that you're here, Tiffany. I'll give you first thing. And how about on your end, Guru?
Right now, no. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Michelle.
Michelle is on.
Yes, no one. It says it'll notify me. So good morning, everyone, and welcome.
A little slow. They need their coffee. Oh my gosh, so coffee. Let's mention coffee. Since this is Viva Cafe con Leche, you get the connection. And what coffee? I bought 3 different coffees, and I'll be damned if I can remember. I'm going to have to go grab them quickly. So you talk about your coffee. I'm going to go grab my bags because I want to talk about 3 coffees that I bought and I've been drinking. So go ahead and talk about your coffee.
My coffee, first is talk about my beautiful mug. I know I shared it before, but there's some days I just need help from my third eye, as you can see. I awakened them with my crystals. So my coffee today is Café La Llave. It's no bitterness. I love it. It's my monk fruit sugar. It's great. I love my coffee when it touches my palate. It wakes me up. It's my warm, fuzzy friend early in the morning.
I thought she was going to go into this. You know how she describes it when it touches my palate and it washes across. I thought she was going to get into all of that.
And no, I just today it was just that comfort that all is right with the world today.
Oh, I like that. I like that because we had our planning meeting last night, and you had a tough weekend and challenging weekend. And it's funny, a lot of times, like when Guru and I have a conversation, it's like we teeter, I mean, it's not saying that we're not always like on, like up at the same time or down at the same, well, we had our moments when we're down at the same time and it becomes not a pity party whatsoever, more like a bitch fest to get it out of our system, which is
absolutely
the way. And yes, coaches do that stuff. You have to. We're human, But it seems like whenever one is up, the other one's a little on the downside. So we We're always like evening each other out. But she did it herself though. She had a challenging weekend, and she picked herself up, which I was very proud of. So that was good. So we had a great conversation last night though with the planning.
Yes, because good morning, Iritza. And then last night I was doing some research and I wanted to find some bullet points on self-love and self-care, and I came across Oprah. So I just picked a list that Oprah had, and one of them was phenomenal. One of them said, just be the master of your life and repeat to yourself, I am responsible for my choices.
Oh my God, I didn't even make my I didn't do the mantra for it today. I did all this research.
Yeah, so it's like you have to, that's one. I will reread it, but I am responsible for the choices I make in my life. And it's not nobody's fault. It's not what's happening around you's fault, because it's you. You must be centered enough. And sometimes we need to fall off the wagon to realize what we got to fight for when we get back up, and then determine how quickly we need to get back up. So there's no mistakes. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. The hardest part is learning what the lesson was in that happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem, because that's when people hit the skids and they're like, why me, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shit happens no matter what. Life never goes exactly the way you want it. You can get to that level for people who are a big law of attraction and they get their groove going, but there's always obstacles. It's just that people don't look at them as obstacles. They always think of if something gets in their way, and then they have to, what am I supposed to learn here, and then move forward. So there's really never a bad moment. There's never a bad day.
My sister's on. Good morning, Connie. I'm so happy you're on. She says,
hey,
hi,
Connie.
ladies. She says, hi, ladies. I'm here. Miss you, beautiful women. Well, we missed you. Yes, the law of attraction, what people got to realize is when something's not going the way it should, there's two reasons. One, you might be looking at it wrong. And two, it's just not for you.
Right.
Everything that happens in our life doesn't mean we must take action on it, because some things are just fleeting. They're just going by, but we want to attach ourselves to it. And then everything goes wrong. Then we want to feel like the world's against us when it was a choice you made. So all you have to do is revisit that choice. And if it's for you and you lost it, it will return like a boomerang, because that's what the universe does. But then we tend to hold on to things that we have no business holding on to. Then we become wounded and saddened and lose energy over it. And all you got to do is get your ass right back up, reevaluate the scenario, and remember, there's a solution for every problem.
I did that with relationships. You know how many of my long-term relationships should have been fleeting? They should have been flings, and I kept on and married them. Oh no. Okay, so let me do my coffee quick, because that's what I wanted to talk about. So check this one out. This one's so cute. This is coconut caramel crunch.
Sounds good.
I'm excited. I'm like, oh, Kauai coffee. This is so nice. And then in real small letters, it says 10% Hawaiian coffee.
There's a Hawaiian coffee I want to try, but it is expensive, like $55 for that size bag you have in your hand.
Oh my goodness. Well,
and it's called, I think it's called Big Ass or something with ass, because when the creators of it, they had a donkey who would carry the coffee beans down the mountain. So they said, what would we do without that ass? So they named their coffee after the donkey. So there's a donkey on the thing, and it says like Big Ass or something.
Oh,
but when I loved it too. But it was like super expensive, and it just gives you ideas. You run into stuff, you're like, I don't even look for coffee like that, but it's a good idea.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So I bought that one, and I got to tell you, it smells better than it tastes. I'm so sorry to say, Kauai coffee, it wasn't that impressive to me. And you know how I like my flavored coffees. Then I bought this one, intelligentsia. And this one like boasts that it's like some sort of, I don't know, it's citrus, stone, fruit, and caramel. That's the flavor, but I don't know. But it's from Ethiopia, Honduras blend, and it's pretty good. It's not too bad, you know. And then I bought this one, and I thought this was going to be great, and then I realized that it's actually an Amazon brand. So I hold on a second. My child is speaking really loud in the background, so you go ahead and get us started. Let's talk about our and my love cup. I have my other love cup on today. Faith, love, hope.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so I'm going to mute for a second, shut her up, and then you start with our intention for today.
Well, the intention for today, mi gente, is close your eyes. And this is, everyone can follow this. I think that it is important that we tell ourselves this. And it's this week, I am cultivating respect, courage, liberation, nourishment, and loving kindness. So I'm going to say it again. This week, I am cultivating respect, courage, liberation, nourishment, and loving kindness. And it's Tuesday, so it's the start of the week still. So try to use that affirmation for the rest of the week. This week, I am cultivating respect, courage, liberations from things that do not serve me, nourishment, and loving kindness.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. It's so powerful and so necessary to hear. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And the mantra today to go right along with that is plain and simple. I love myself.
That's it.
Myself. That's it.
Simple and powerful.
Anytime you feel low today, you write that intention down, and then throughout your day, if it gets, throughout your day, say it anyway. I love myself, but especially if you're being particularly hard on yourself, or if people are being hard on you, then just say, I love myself, because it doesn't matter what anybody else says, but it does matter what you say to yourself.
Yes, it does. You know what? You're the only one that matters. And there's a double whammy to that, because we are our own best friend when our mind is focused. We are our worst enemy when we allow our thoughts to just go into the abyss and just keep bombarding us with all this. I can't, I won't. So that's something that you should just eliminate. So the thing for today, aside from the mantra and the intention, is a reminder to always allow your passions to flow. Don't stop it. The world's going to beat you up. Don't stop yourself from allowing your passions to pour forth. So today we are discussing what, Badass Buddha?
Breast awareness in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so the name breast awareness, it's not, we purposely did that. It wasn't a typo. We didn't want to focus so much on cancer as much as we wanted to focus on your breasts and who you are and empower you. So that's why we wanted to say Breast Awareness Week. So we have a 2-part today, and on Thursday we will have a guest, and we're going to speak, a little bit more about, at that point, about survivors and things like that. So so this is going to be a really, really good topic. We don't talk about our breasts enough. We don't pay, it's funny, we pay weird attention to our breasts, don't you think? Do you
I do.
I know you like your breasts. I don't even know why I just asked you that. Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. I am perfectly imperfect. I have breast cancer in my paternal family. My grandmother had breast cancer. My aunt had breast cancer. She had a mastectomy on one breast. My Aunt Rosa, may she rest in peace. May my grandma rest in peace. My Aunt Irma, may she rest in peace also. So it does run in the family. They were, my father's sisters and his mom. And again, I might not be the weight that society deems perfect. I have a stomach, I have wide hips, whatever. But my breasts, to me, for being 52, are beautiful. I dress them up in pearls. I take pictures and I'll share it with whoever wants to see my pearls because I think they're beautiful and I'm not going to hide them. And so don't be ashamed. You know, pick something beautiful about yourself and show it. And because we're us, we're walking around with it. And I think breasts are beautiful. And this goes, today's and Thursdays is an honor to my sister-in-law, Nancy Rivera, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. She had breast cancer and a mastectomy, and then it came back full force in her bones. And she fought all the way. She was the strongest woman that I have met with cancer. So this is for you, Nancy. We miss you.
And I will tell you that Guru does have nice breasts. She sent me a picture of her breasts with her pearls, and they're very nice. They really are very pretty.
They are. And I think, why are women such a shame to showcase what they have? They hide their natural beauty behind all the makeup. And you know what? We all like a little makeup here and there. But I just think that pick something. We all have beauty, you know, and the breasts, you know, they just, I mean, I breastfed my daughter till she was 2.5. So they were very important for
working breasts. They work.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. They serve their purpose.
Hey, listen, my mom is 84. And my mom has absolutely gorgeous breasts being an 84-year-old woman. I say that to her periodically, and she like, I think she gets a little embarrassed, but at the same time, I think she gets a kick out of it because I'll be like, oh my God, Mom, you have such nice breasts. I mean, like they're not even sagging. I've been sagging since I was in my 20s, for God's sakes. And I don't even have big boobs. That's the worst part, is like I had small saggy boobs. But my mother, like, hers are like perky, and it's so funny. And I tell her that all the time. I'm like, you know, but my mom also was really good about, like, she always kept herself covered. She's never really not covered like from the sun. So I think part of that too, I think like even her skin, she's not very old looking. And but anyway, yeah, she's got really nice breasts. So
that's beautiful. I'm glad you tell her.
Right? We're like embarrassed to say that. I'll admit, you know what, as a woman, I'm a breast person. Like, I love looking at women's breasts. I will admit it, because I think breasts are beautiful. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And so in a way, I guess you could say I'm like a guy, but I'm not even going to like lie about it, because I think they're incredibly powerful. They can drop people to their knees, right? Breasts can drop, like you could walk into a room and stop people talking by breasts, just by breasts alone, right? They also can feed people, right? They can sustain life. We rock it, man. That's why
they do. And for those that have lost their breasts, you really haven't lost your breast. You haven't lost your womanhood. I think because you have women who never really sprouted out breasts. And I just think that the beauty is always from within. And I might love my breast, but there's other people who might think they're not all that to look at. So it's your own perspective. It's your own self-love that gets you through the day. And if you honor yourself and you honor whatever it is you possess on your body, then you're that much stronger and you're that much powerful, owning what you have and loving what you have at whatever size, at whether they're there or not. You are still that powerful woman from within. So all that to say is, let's the importance of saving the tatas. Lori's going to read you some statistics, and the importance of this whole thing today is save the tatas by getting your regular checkups and by making sure that everything's fine and maintaining it to be fine and getting early detections and so forth. But before we go on, I just want to reach out to my cousin Luchi Ramirez. Hi, Papa. My sis Maria Garcia, and my beautiful Shine Bright Jules.
And Wanda, good morning. Wanda's on. Michelle said, "Hey mom, nice rack, love it." Did you say hi to Andrea Santiago?
No, she must be on yours. Hola, Andrea.
So, okay, statistics. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how, getting to know your breasts and finding things and being diagnosed and stuff like that. So, or the diagnostic tools. So 1 in 8 women, about 12%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. Statistics have gotten better with women over 50. So we've seen a decline in women getting breast cancer over 50, and we've also seen a decline in women dying from breast cancer. However, we've seen an increase, though, in women under 50. And right now, the recommendations are 40. Women over 40 and over, I believe, need to get checked. All right, so that used to be 50 years ago. It wasn't even that long ago. It used to be 50, and they dropped it down to 45, and then they dropped it down to 40. Let me see. 2020 estimated 276,480 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women, along with 48,530 new cases of non-invasive in situ breast cancer. And the difference between invasive and non-invasive is like the ability for it to spread, what is considered metastatic. The more it's the greater ability for it to spread, the more dangerous it becomes. Let's see. Men get breast cancer as well, but women 1 in 8, men it's like 1 in 883. And let's see. Women are expected to die, let's see, from 2020, 42,170 women are expected to die from breast cancer in 2020. That's an estimate, okay? Death rates have been steady in women under 50 since 2007. Actually, okay, so this statistic saying it's been steady since 2007, but one that I read said that they were actually declining. But have continued to drop in women. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Under 50, the rates have been steady since 2007. Over 50, it's been dropping. And but then the statistic I read said that women under 50 was starting to go up. And the decreases are thought to be results of treatment advances and early detection through screening. Anything else you want me to read, or?
No, I just, it's just to emphasize how important it is for your yearly checkup. I know that in Florida, in October, you can go to certain places if you don't have health insurance, and they will give you a free test, a free mammogram. I was trying to find a word. So I know that here, because I've known people who have they had to fill out like an indigenous form saying that they have no medical insurance and they can afford to pay for the test, and then they will test you for free. I think that is phenomenal because there's so many of us without health insurance. So, I mean, in Connecticut, I'm sure they have something similar, and whatever state you're at. I know it happens in the month of October because October is breast cancer awareness. And I just think that going forward, if you don't have the means, then just make sure you sign up for it early. Try looking in September to see how soon you can sign up to get a free mammogram. If you go get this test, prevention sets just a path for you going forward. So why wait until something's wrong? Let's start preventing health issues by being health aware. And that is a lot with our food intake, has a lot to do with our health. So if like the thing with say the Ta Tas to me, when Eric had ALS, every May was ALS Awareness Month. And that always angered me because you had these people in excruciating pain for the duration of this disease. And people celebrated it, 1 month a year. Breast cancer is the same thing. I just think that we have to take responsibility and be aware. If you feel something, if there's a certain pain, or even if it's a dulling pain, if you just move real quick and you pinch yourself and the pain is funny, sometimes there is no pain associated with it. It's a tricky little bitch. I just think
oftentimes
the best scenario would be for you to go get tested. So what? They're gonna squeeze your tit, have your tit squeezed. Let them take the picture, and then move on. And that's one less stressor on your life for the next year.
Well, let's really step it up a notch too, because there's a lot of that is right now the number one test is a mammogram. There's controversy with the mammogram, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that mammogram is an X-ray, and one of the things that causes cancer is X-ray. Now it's lower dose, and they talk about that and blah blah blah. But if you think about it year after year, if you're getting this, that there is an increased risk of potentially causing cancer. So there's two sides to this, where some people will actually say that the diagnostic test can actually cause more problems. Regardless of what the situation is, just the first thing that you need to do is get to know your breasts. You need to feel yourself up. You need to have fun with your breasts. You need to do it in the shower, do it whatever. We don't realize what breasts feel like. We don't realize that they're lumpy, they're by nature. And so we can't distinguish necessarily what's normal and what's not normal for us unless you touch yourself on a regular basis. And there's this weirdness sometimes in our society where we're not supposed to feel our bodies, and it's always sexually based and stuff like that. And it's like, no, squeeze them, get to know them, feel them, so that you know what's normal for you. And then when something isn't, then it becomes very noticeable, because sometimes the lumps are not noticeable, or they're in weird positions or weird areas that you don't notice them right away. And it could be you all of a sudden you feel a lump and it's normal, but at least you don't know that, and you go to the doctor and they say, oh no, it's just whatever, it's a duct or a gland, and it's a little swollen, we'll keep an eye on it, that kind of deal. But that's the first piece. And you should be doing this, in your 20s. And for those of us that are older that haven't been, start now. Like if you don't do it enough now, do it enough now. Just like Margie was showing, just like Guru was showing,
you lift and
but do anything.
Yep, and then you touch. Every time I think of breast cancer and the late stages that we find out, I think it all has to do with our cup runneth over and not filling it and always pouring for someone else. And it brings me back to
Captain Save-A-Ho stuff.
It brings me back to my favorite movie, Terms of Endearment. When she had 3 kids and she was a stay-at-home mom, her husband was a professor, and she went to go check her kids out, and the doctor felt her, and he felt lumps under her armpit. And she died quickly after that because it was already at stage 4. And I think that movie always comes to mind when we fail to have self-love and self-care.
Yes.
Yeah, because we need to pour. We need to make sure, just like when you get in the car and you notice your gas gauge, you go to the gas station, you fill it up. You make sure the oil's changed in it, because God forbid, you're left without a car, especially here in Florida. You need to do the same thing to your body. You need to keep it fueled and oiled properly. You need to make sure that you're running tests on it, and that the engine's not going to go because there's no oil in it, or you're not going to get stuck on the highway because there's no gas in it. That's you, mi gente. You must fill your cup before you pour into anybody else's.
That's right. Absolutely. Take care of you. This is not something. Here's the thing with breast cancer. Breast cancer is treatable, and it doesn't even have to be terribly invasive if it's caught early enough. Invasive in the treatment and invasive in the disease itself. It does depend on the type of cancer. There are many different types of breast cancer. There is, statistically speaking, if you have a family history, it does double your chance of getting breast cancer. However, it's not a guarantee, nor is it a guarantee that if you have no family history, it's something like only 15 to 20% of women that have a family history actually get breast cancer. So it's possible in so many, for so many women to get it. And again, we can't just ignore it. Get to know your breasts, know what they feel like. And if you don't know what's normal and what's not, you talk to your doctor when you go for your checkup and say, what's normal, what's not. And you know what's interesting? You'd be surprised how sometimes they don't even know what's normal. They actually have these little training tools that they teach doctors, and it's a little like silicone breast with a lump in it, and they teach the doctors like how to find the lump, and then some doctors' offices actually have it in the office so that you can get an idea of what a normal breast feels like, and what and you know, your breast changes throughout the month. So if your hormones are still working and you're still, you know, you're still menstruating, your breasts will feel differently depending on what stage of the month you're in. So get to know them, you know, during those times as well. So make sure that you're, you know, definitely checking yourself. And I want to share a statistic that I found. This was really interesting, Guru. There was a study done in 2004. This is a while ago. Study in 2004, it says, and it said that women who used increased amounts of antibiotics appear to have a greater risk of breast cancer. This was done by the Journal of American Medical Association, JAMA, and they said that they recommended follow-up studies, and they found that and I could not find a single follow-up study. And I just thought this was really interesting to make a statement saying that there's a correlation between the amount of antibiotics that women are using and the increase in breast cancer. Now, I want to be clear about this before somebody nails me on this. It specifically says increased amounts of antibiotics, meaning that they keep using more and more and for longer periods of time, or for extended period, like longer periods of time, or more frequently. But just to give you another statistic on this, according to the CDC, 47 million prescriptions per year of antibiotics are unnecessary.
Yeah.
So this is about, it's not just about, I'm not talking about a blame game here. Because remember, Guru and I are not about blaming. We are about educating, and you have to stand up for your own self, and you have to ask questions. You have to know yourself. You have to be willing to accept accountability for certain pieces of your life. So you have to question, do I really need this? What kind of testing do I need? Mammograms are the test that's really common. Usually women will also get ultrasounds. They find different things, like they're usually coupled together. But you know what one actually is the most definitive way? I mean, the most definitive way to diagnose breast cancer is a biopsy. So take a sample. But to find it in the first place, MRIs. MRIs are incredibly sensitive at finding even small pieces of cancer in the breast tissue that a mammogram might miss. It's really expensive. And they're less invasive on the breast itself. And I think that's the other piece. I think we need to really look into asking for better diagnostic tools as well. Things that don't maybe increase our risk. Teaching girls at a younger age, you know, to understand their breasts and know what normal feels like, what normal doesn't feel like. Have a conversation about this. Don't be afraid to talk about it, things like that. So hopefully everything's okay, because both of us are like busy this morning with being interrupted.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm the same way. It's like I have to keep stopping and shut my kid up because she.
Yeah. Well, I want to say hello to Nancy Green. Thank you for joining us. I think that I'm not medicinal in the least. When I was sick a couple weeks ago, that we had to reschedule the show, I did go on antibiotics because I was so stuffed that my throat was closing. But they also gave me these steroids. I think they were Premarin or something like that. And I'm like, why are they giving me steroids? So that went to waste. I've always believed that antibiotics destroy things in you that are good for you. And I knew this nurse, and I said, why do you take antibiotics? He says, no, it doesn't. And I said, you're so brainwashed by the medical stuff. And I said, holistically, if you look for holistic healings, they talk about antibiotics killing the good in you that then upsets other parts of your body.
Yeah,
so
that's been proven.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct in that. And, when we discussed last night, second opinions, mi gente. I don't care if it's a medication, if it's steroids that you're given.
Third.
For the first time. Yeah, if it's something simple like you were given. See, unfortunately, the way the world is, demographics, so they will be quick to prescribe something at the health clinic down the street than they would at a at a, you know,
you could say it.
At a hospital that, you know, in a good neighborhood, let's just keep it real. And they think that when I was prescribed this steroid, which I had a head cold, I was not told about it. I was not asked if it's something I would like, if I've ever taken it. You know, no, I was told I was going to get the antibiotics and something for the cough.
Yeah.
So things are prescribed to us, and because they're prescribed to us, we're like, oh, well, the doctor gave it to me, I have to take it. No, the hell you don't. You are an adult. You decide for yourself what's good for you, what's not good for you. If you get a medication that you're unaware of, look it up. And don't look it up on just one site. Don't go to Google, put it in, but just don't pick the first site to read, because a lot of them are in conjunction with the big pharma who produced it. So you got to go and do some research on it and see if there's feedback on it, if you're really unfamiliar with it. And I think that we have to choose very wisely what we put in our bodies. The doctors, you know what? I just, you know what? Trust no one but yourself at first. And if you go somewhere and they're giving you something and they say, oh, that's what we have, then go to another doctor and get a second opinion. But don't ingest all this poison that they're giving you that's going to affect your liver and your kidney and what else.
And your gut.
You just never know. So you have to be diligent on your own health care.
And I want to make it really clear that it's, especially me, because I'm on the, I will admit I'm on the other side. I do tend to be very much holistic because of the way I was raised. But we're not telling people not to take stuff. It's you make that decision for yourself, and make an informed decision is what we're saying. And there is so much research out there that links disease with the imbalance in your gut, which we should have a whole show on by itself. And you have a very delicate, what's called microbiome, and they're bacteria. That's what they are. There's millions of them. It's like a whole nother little like world in your own body. And antibiotics throw off this balance, which makes you more susceptible to things. There's research that backs this up. And Chanel Real Deal was saying that. She goes, that's why you need to take your probiotics. Yes, and your prebiotics. Probiotics are the bacteria that you reintroduce into your gut. Prebiotics are the food to feed them. And so now, I don't want to get off on a tangent on that, but what we're basically saying, what Guru and I are basically saying is, we need to take more control and step up in our lives as far as taking charge of ourselves. There's so much research out there. There's so much information out there that you can look up. Now, granted, there's so much of it. What's right, what's wrong, hard to say. You just have to kind of digest through it. You have to go through it and look, but ask questions. Like I always say this, if you go to a doctor, and especially if you're getting a breast cancer diagnosis, if you go to a doctor and you start asking a bunch of questions, and I'm telling you, you should do your research, you should look it up, you should go in there with a whole bunch of questions. And if that doctor does not want to give you the time to get those questions answered or shut you off, you need to get another doctor, because doctors need to step up with this, and a lot of them have. I mean, like my OBGYN is he's awesome. Like he is, aside for the hat, he's also good looking. Both of them were. Oh my God, what a pleasure it was to get my yearly every year. But he takes his time. We have like a conversation, and he's really good about answering questions. And I like challenge him in a good way, and he loves it. And, so that's important. So this is you take charge, you know what's normal for you, but you got to pay attention, right, Guru? I mean, there has to be an awareness there. You can't just be like, when the doctor says to you, how long have you felt this way? I don't know. Man, I know exactly how I feel every moment of the day. I know how my body feels. I know how I feel internally, physically. And if somebody asked me, when did this start? I could say it started like 4 days ago, because I'm aware. Go ahead. I was talking too much. Go ahead.
No. Because the thing is, we must be aware. And then we have to hold ourselves accountable to the choices we make. Nobody makes us do anything, mi gente. This is your life. You have one chance at it. And what better way to live it than healthy? So I don't care what's your age right now. This is like, you learn this at every stage, and then life hits us and we forget. So let's just remind ourselves, and thank you, Chanel, for that, for the probiotics, because I know you're really big on that.
Yeah, she put a whole bunch of information in there, so check out the comments. She's like, sorry, I'm plugging my company. I'm like, that's fine.
Chanel, you need to be on the show. So it's like we need to just take responsibility, and that starts with self-love and self-care. So I know we're running out of time, so I wanted to read some self-love. Oh my goodness.
Affirmations, comments, or information. Go for it.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I can't shut up about self-love because we all fall victim to the other side of it every now and again, depending what's happening. And we know, and we're like, get up, get your ass up. This is, you know, you got this. And that's how we have to speak to one another. And so self-love is an increase of self-esteem and a boost of confidence. The act of self-love is greatly responsible for your psyche and your identity, right? Who I am and who I think I am is that, you know, who I am is self-love. Who I think I am is ego. Sometimes we tend to go more towards the ego. So self-love is getting rid of the ego and just being one with ourselves. So Oprah says, as you become more clear about who you really are, you'll be better able to decide what is best for you. It's that simple. You know, when you say, I know who I am, well, I am this, well, then you know what? When it's coming out of this way, stand in your truth and live it. And you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You just have to hold yourself accountable to the best. So 10 rules of self-love that Oprah says, and she says, just be intentional, right? One is take responsibility for your life. And in doing that, you must forgive the past. Doesn't matter if you played a major role in your past or if you allowed someone to take control of your life and now you want to gripe about it. Let it go. Let it go. Forgive it. Move forward. There's nothing there for you. If you need to be reminded of what not to do going forward, then yeah, you know, skip along the past, you know, get a panoramic view. Don't linger in any one spot and then come back. Believe in yourself. You want me to believe in you, but how can I do that if you're showing signs that you don't believe in yourself? There are no mistakes. There are no wrong paths. There's no failures. You know why? Because when we think we're failing, those losses are the ones that wake us the fuck up. Sometimes you got to fall flat on your face, bleeding nose. Your palms are all scraped up. No one's around to help you up because you got to get your ass up. And that's how you wake up to say, oh, okay, I can't do that no more. I think I better go this way. I'm going to learn to do it that way. So, and ask, what is the next right move for you? Because what's right for you may not be right for me. So when you feel you failed, but you fell on your ass, then when as you're getting up, okay, what am I supposed to do next? Don't get up saying, oh my God, I'm bleeding, I fell. No, as you're getting up, say, what is my next move? Because it's obviously not that, right? Meditate daily. Meditate daily. Seek that which is greater than you. Whatever you believe in. I meditate and I pray to Jesus, Jah, Jehovah, all the many names.
And meditation does not have to be sitting in a pretzel position because a lot of people will go meditate. I can't meditate. Just be still. Just be within yourself, quiet. Just take a pause and sit quietly. Eyes closed, eyes open. It doesn't matter. No distraction. That's meditation. 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Just breathe. Focus on breath.
And when you're starting off with meditation, let me tell you, sometimes to sit there alone with your thoughts and they're running around doing jumping jacks and just doing backflips and you're like, what the heck? Then you go thinking of what you're going to cook later to, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't wash my face last night. I mean, all of those be coming in, right? So sometimes just put some meditative yoga music, put some jazz, nothing with words, nothing that's going to make you want to get up and sing instead of sitting still. But sometimes you just need that flow because your mind is too active. As you progress in quieting your mind, then, you know, you can do it however suits you. Because again, it's not formulated for the masses. It is how each individual gets the better benefit of meditating. Okay. Take care of yourself. You cannot give if you don't have. So maintain your cup full to where you can say, I will assist you because my cup runneth over. And that's giving yourself permission to tell them, I can help you this time. Because it's okay. Because if not, what happens when you help somebody once? Then they're always going to come back expecting the same, right? Go within and connect to the source. And you will know that all things are possible. So when you go within, everything we need to know we possess. Connect to the source and you would know what all things are possible. Focus on gratitude. What are you grateful for today? When you woke up this morning, what were you grateful for? I was grateful for many things this morning. You know, I try to do it every morning and sometimes it's mid-morning, but I always send my kids an I love you text. You know, sometimes they're, oh, I love you to the moon and back. And other times it's a girl saying, I love you fuckers, because that's my relationship with my kids. And I want to make them laugh wherever they're at, you know. But every day they get something from me, and they're 34 and 30, but they are still my babies. And you know, that's awesome to receive something. You're being thought of. Why? Because I have love. I have so much love for them that I pour it right back into them. So, and if you focus on what you have, you will see that the universe gives in abundance. If you focus on what you don't have, then you will not receive what you need to have. You get it? If you're always saying, oh, I don't have this, you're not grateful for what you do have. So how can anything else enter your realm? Be the master of your life. Be obedient to the core of your dream. You want things, you pray for things, and then you just don't pay attention. So be obedient. If you pray for something, then you know what? Be obedient when the call comes for you, for that dream, for that wish, for that business you wanted to open, that book you wanted to write, that job you really want that makes you travel all over the world. Be obedient to the prayer, to what you put out to God, to what you put out to the universe, because it does come back, but we miss it. And then we complain that nothing good happens to us. So you have to say, I am responsible for the choices I make in my life. I am living the dream. And I can say with all the negatives I have, my pluses surpass it. Being here this morning with the Badass Buddha and every Tuesday and Thursday mornings, it is phenomenal. We can't see you, but those who come on and leave their comments or just put a wave, you know, that's a beautiful thing, because we are a collective. Even though you're on the other side seeing us, we are a collective that are sharing in the same light. And that's a beautiful thing. And I love that shit. Keep your vibrations high, for we are energy fields. Keep them high. What do you do when you're feeling down? You go outside, you put your feet in the dirt, in the grass, start grounding. Keep your vibration energy high. Only you can do that. I can't pour vibrational energy into you. I'm an energy field, and so are you. So we got to seek that. And 10, the biggest choices begin and end with you. And that's so true. My father said, you can ask 50 people a question because you're confused, and they'll all give you a different response. And then you're still going to do what the hell you started out with the thought of doing. And it's so true, is it not? Right? So your internal big questions. Who do I want to be in this world? My relationship to source energy, to all that is God. Your experience to things all God, which is divine and universal. Self-love, inquiring within. Mi gente, just believe in you. If you believe in you, the universe opens for you. And then your life is always in abundance. Your life is in, if the kindness you carry in your heart, when that dream opens up and you're living the life that you were born to live, it is so easy to put a hand out and lift others up. And that is our purpose. That is our purpose. So believe in you with all your force, with all your might. Go out, spend the day out, 10 minutes. Let the sun hit you. Feel the dirt and the grass beneath your feet. 10 minutes a day, we all have that. And then come back in and start on your projects. And guess what? You're going to do it with a smile from your gut. Your gut's going to be smiling because it was just vibrationally energized. And it's so simple things. Get up and blast your YouTube on your TV and dance for 10 minutes. That releases endorphins. That gets you going. That gets your thought process in a positive path. And what does that do for us, Dr. Badass Buddha? It makes the cells in our body also dance and laugh. And it just, the energy that it puts out, all the endorphins that get spread out, it's healthy on every level.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure.
You don't need a gym. You don't need to go on this tour to India to feel enlightened. God provides it for us at every step. Just walk outside your front door. Go to your yard, sit down, listen to the sounds of the birds. Even that annoying bee that comes by or that fly. It's still a sound that's very like, ooh. So you know they're there. Listen to the trees and the leaves waving in the little brisk winds that we have. That's all you need, and it's provided for you. So we cannot say we do not have. We do not have because we do not put the effort in to be kind to ourselves. And that is self-love. And that is self-healing. And you save your tatas, and you save your ovaries. And you know what? Your kidneys and your liver smiles, and your heart is filled with joy because you're taking 10 minutes a day to do this and that brings you closer to the universe, makes you one with God, and then everything falls into place. And it is that simple. You know, they always say it's hiding in plain sight. And it is. Drink your water, you know, eat your vegetables and your fruit. The Chiral thing I'm on with Lori, I'm sorry, but it's like, it makes me feel light. It makes me feel less bloated. It makes me so much more energized. And it's a lifestyle change. So it's kind of like, you know, especially if you have problems with authority, I have to follow this thing. But you know what? It's so much better for me. My hair's growing. You know, there's so many positive effects to what you begin. And when you begin with believing in yourself that you can accomplish it. So save your tatas. And be kind to yourself and love yourself and take care of yourself and do those self things. If not, have your partner do it. It always feels good. But do something for your well-being. Marina says, you are so right. Good morning. Good morning, Marina. That's what I do. Love the flowers and the birds and squirrels, etc. Yeah, Lori loves when we have our Zoom because she listens to the songs of my birds.
You know, and along with everything that Guru said, you know, it's ask your body too. If you're going to take that pause and go into within yourself and ask your body, how are you today? You know, how are you feeling today? Pay attention to every area of your body. Don't get mad at it if your back is hurting, if your joints are hurting, if your stomach aches. Don't get mad at it and go, why are you doing this? I can't get anything done. It's telling you something. It's been telling you something and you've ignored it. And now it's at a level where it's screaming at you. And you ask it, what do you need? What do you need from me? And those are the pieces that start to get you to have a relationship with your body so you know when things aren't right. Too often when we ignore and we don't practice self-care and self-love, we allow ourselves to become a victim. And the very amazing thing about breast cancer survivors is that most of them, they have such great support that they don't play that victim role, that they fight the cancer. But how about becoming that fighter before you even get the breast cancer? Why wait to get the breast cancer? Don't become the victim that leads you to get there. Now, to get to that point, and I don't want anybody to misconstrue what we're saying here. We're not saying that if you do all these things, you're not going to get breast cancer. This doesn't equal that. All it means is that we become more aware, we become more empowered, we take charge of our lives, and that we take certain amount of responsibility. And in all along that will be like, okay, do I really want to eat this? Do I want to just lay around and not do this physical activity? Do I want to be mad and upset all day? Do I want to be unhappy? Do I want to be angry all the time? And when you start really looking into yourself, you start to say, it's not worth it. Nobody's worth giving up my life and being angry and non-forgiving because of something that they did to me. It's like, why are you putting your life on pause yourself? then to make the other person suffer, it's you're the one that ends up suffering. So this is what the take is for today. The take is that this isn't just about breast cancer. This is about your health in general, and that you need to take charge of yourself and take control and be in charge. Step up, fight for yourself. There's plenty of us out here too who will fight for you. So it's not just that you're going to go up to that doctor and question something, or you're going to say, well, I read this and what about this? You will always have women behind you to say, and we're right there with her asking the same question. Don't ever feel like you're alone. There's always groups out there. And don't feel like you need to just always ask the circles that you know. Family member, well, I don't know, they said I needed this. Oh, then if the doctor says that, a lot of that is, it's habitual. It's like it's like oh, this is the way we've always done it. You need to do it that way too. If it does not resonate with you, doesn't feel right, ask questions and seek other information, other people to help you. And that's the beauty of the breast cancer groups. Like they are so great about support. They support you. But again, let's try to not even get to that level where you have the breast cancer. But for those of you that do, get all the support that you can find. Don't look everywhere for it. There's so many women out there that are empowered, and they're ready to fight, and they're ready to step up and claim themselves, and they want you to do the same thing.
And remember one thing that's very important. If you do have it right now and you don't seek help because you don't want to bother nobody, you are never a burden. Never are you a burden. Okay? You are just a powerful warrior who's a bit wounded, but we got you. And my last thing I want to say with people is, besides be one with nature, is start a gratitude journal. If you don't know what you're grateful for, if you feel you don't have nothing to be grateful for, or some days you do and some days you don't, just do this. Do a 20-day challenge and start it today. Write one thing a day that you're grateful for in your life. You would be amazed at how it's going to be more than one.
Yes.
You'll start with one, and then you're going to be like, oh, but wait, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful I woke up and I have milk and sugar, because you know what? If I don't have milk, sugar, and coffee in my house, I'll tell you I have no groceries and I can have the freezer full of food. So, I mean, just start off. Even if it's today, you're just starting off with one. Get a bill, an old bill that you paid and you're rid of it, but you got the envelope. Start it on that. You don't have to go out and buy a notebook. Your journal is whatever you have in front of you that's going to serve a purpose in your life. So start today. What am I grateful for today? And I think everybody should start today with health, because although you might I have arthritis in my hips, although you might have pain in your hips, you're still up. You grabbed your phone, your fingers are working fine, you're scrolling, you're here with us.
You have a voice, you have ears.
So, I mean, yeah, you can smell. I know people who never had that sense. I mean, we should be grateful for the simple things, that you don't have an ingrown toenail. It's that simple. I mean, it is that simple to find things that you're grateful for, So, yeah. So, mi gente, that's beautiful. Thank you. I love everybody who came on today. Like I said, this program is dedicated to my beautiful warrior sister-in-law, Nancy Rivera, who took her leave. She said no mas. She didn't lose no battle. There was no battle to fight. She just said, you know what? It's enough. I'm going home. And she's gone peacefully. So this is dedicated to her. And be kind to yourself. Be kind. And with that, we will see you Thursday.
Thursday for part 2 of our breast awareness and conversation, and also a little blurb in the beginning about voting, because we have the voting coming up next week. So we have someone special coming on to talk about that. So we're going to actually have 2 conversations, which are both really important. So yes, thank you everybody for coming on.
Make sure you vote, mi gente.
Fantastic.
You matter. Your voice.
That's right.
Yep. Matters. Your vote counts. So yes, you are important in that time. So yeah, that's right. We have a 30-minute or 25-minute blurb, and then we go into our guests, and it's hope for vote. You know, let's all have the hope that everybody is going to utilize their rights.
Yes.
That the women's suffrage struggled so hard for us women to have the right to do. So all you ladies, you make sure you mail in that ballot, you drop it off, you do whatever, but you make your voice count. You count. So put your ideas and your thoughts and your will for someone good to run this country.
Yep. Very good. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And thank you for coming on. Thank you for all the comments and the banter, which we really, truly love and appreciate. Share this video so that everyone hears what we're saying. And thank you so much for coming. We'll see you Thursday. And from me, remember, be you, be real, be extraordinary.
And from me, remember, breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. Namaste, mi gente.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.